is up, vinyl community? Welcome to another video with The Record Spinner. And today I'm going to be talking about Record Store Day. There's going to be two parts in this video. The first part is going to be about my personal experiences with Record Store Day. And then the second part is going to be about some records that I picked up over the years that were from Record Store Days past. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know what Record Store Day is all about, but for those that don't know, Record Store Day is a day in the year where you go out and you support your mom and pop record stores. I mean, you should always support them, but it's always that one specific day that everyone caters to. But anyways, it's a day where you go out, you buy records from your local shops, and then record labels will press up limited quantities of records, whether it be on colored vinyl or it's a limited release, something like that. That really brings people together, and it caters to them, and that makes them want to go out to the shops in hopes of picking them up. There's some real pros and cons to Record Store Day. I mean, most notably, the pros are you get to own these cool pieces of vinyl that are going to be pretty valuable. I mean, some of the Record Store Day releases that I have, I'm sure, probably as of now aren't going for as much as they might go for in the future in a few years. But the cons are, and this is probably maybe the most notable one, it's just the fact that there's people out there that'll buy these records for the sake of flipping them on eBay or Discogs, whatever, for double or triple the price. And it's really not fair for the people that really will appreciate the records and that really want them. It's just ridiculous. But I'll go into better detail about that later on in this video. But on it, I can say, like, even before I started collecting records in 2014, Record Store Day was a term that I always heard about. And I always heard about it from Third Man Records, Jack White's label, because I'm a big Jack White fan and I love the White Stripes and all his other projects. I would always see the cool releases that they would do for Record Store Days, whether it was the Liquid Filled record, the Playable Etched record. There was all this stuff coming out that just seemed really, really cool. And to me, that's like, that's just simply the cool thing about Record Store Day. You get those cool novelty records that you won't see anywhere else. Or if you do, it's, ridiculous priced, or it's just still there at the store for whatever reason. But anyways, when I started collecting, I remember the first Record Store Day that went on that, I was really interested in was in 2015. And the one release that I really wanted was the vinyl debut of the White Stripes' Get Behind Me, Satan. And I remember I was on a field trip with my high school marching band, and I wasn't able to go to my shop to pick it up. And I don't even know if they even got it in, but if they did, they sold out of it. But that was no big deal because they did release the standard black vinyl version sometime after, and I was able to pick that up when I got it. So a year later, 2016 rolls around, and this is the first Record Store Day that I went to. I saw the list of releases and I narrowed down what I really wanted, and it was like a ranking system. I was like, all right, this is the top priority and this is what can follow suit after. So there was a record store about a half hour away from where I lived that was taking part in it, and I got the details on what time the store was going to open, what time the mall that the store was located within itself was open. So I really prepped myself for this because I really wanted to get the releases that I wanted. I remember getting to the mall, I think it was like at 6 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning, literally waiting in my car for about a half hour for the mall complex itself to open, and then standing in line at 7 o'clock when the doors opened, and needless to say, I was the first in line, which was pretty cool. And then the guy that was working at the store, I don't know if he was the manager or he was one of the main guys there. The guy's name was Jeff. Really cool dude. He's not there anymore, but he would always hook me up with some cool deals and stuff. We would always chit-chat anytime I was in the store. He opened up the shop. The shop opened at 8, but before it opened, he let like the first 5 or 10 people that were there walk in and out of the store just to see what releases were going to be there and where things were located. So 8 o'clock rolls around, doors open, and I pick up some stuff. And needless to say, the top priority item was the one that I was very lucky to get, and that is The Doors live at the Aquarius Theater in 1969. I remember at the time I was on a big Doors kick, and surprisingly I didn't have any Doors vinyl for some reason. It was weird, but I saw this as a pretty cool first addition to my collection in terms of The Doors. and it is numbered. I'm not. It's my number is 6,204 out of 8,500 copies. Here's the back. It was a triple LP set, and see if this comes out well. It's a double gatefold with liner notes from the band. There's a photo. And I'm not going to take all the records out, but all 3 of the albums came on this really cool clear vinyl. And I was so beyond happy that I was able to pick that up. And since I was first in line, Jeff was actually able to give me, I think it was 5 or 10% off it, which was really, really nice. The other release that I picked up there as well was this. This is the David Bowie 1966 EP. This includes the 3 singles that he did that year, and it's just something cool to have. I love David Bowie. I think I listened to this probably once, but it's just something cool for historic reasons because it's that old, and plus, it's David Bowie. Why not? And then those were the main 2 records that I got. And oh, also, the first people that came, I think the first hour or so, got this pretty cool t-shirt that has the Record Store Day logo. And I was kind of walking around seeing what else was there, and I had some extra money on me, and I figured, I might as well pick this up. And that was the Doors 7-inch for Roadhouse Blues. Now, all the proceeds for this single went to, I think it went to Amnesty USA for the Paris attacks that had happened towards the end of 2015. But it's a really cool release, and this actually comes on a nice white vinyl as well. And so that was what I left with, and I was very satisfied. Now, the other top priority release, this was kind of like number 2, was the White Stripes John Peel BBC Sessions. It was a double LP set and on red and white vinyl, and they didn't have it. And I think I had asked Jeff the day before if they were going to have it, and he said that he wasn't sure. But they were taking names and numbers of, you know, people that were looking for that record, and if they got any copies in, they would call them and let them know, hey, this came in, you know, while supplies last. So I gave my name and number to Jeff. And then a couple days later, I'm on my local college campus. I get a phone call from the record store. And it's him saying, we got 1 copy in, and it's yours. So that right there, that alone made the experience worth it, because just it was a release that I really wanted. This is it. And just anything that involves Jack White on vinyl and is limited edition or colored whatever goes for ridiculous prices. I think this goes for maybe like 25 minimum or 30. It hasn't been too long, but this is it. There's the back. That's the band with John Peel. And I'll show the vinyl itself, of course. Opens up with a cool gatefold. Has some liner notes from John Baker, who is their tour manager. And I'll show you the vinyl. This is on, the first one's on white vinyl. And then the second one is on a red clear vinyl. So that was Record Store Day 2016. That was in April. And then they also do Record Store Day Black Friday. I'm never able to make it out to those things because I work in retail and I always end up working Black Friday. So I wasn't able to get there, but it's no big deal. I mean, some of the releases are alright. You know, it's not the end of the world if I'm not able to pick those up. So then, year passes, and then Record Store Day 2017 comes. I took a look at the list, and there were so many good releases, but there was one record that I wanted more than anything. And I brought my dad with me this year. He wanted to see what it was all about, so we went together. Got to the mall at 7. We were about 8th and 9th in line, which was fine. You know, we were still within that first 10 that came in. And like when we're talking to the people that are there, and a line really grew fast, so I'm glad that we got there when we did. Doors open. I'm really nervous, and I see the record that I wanted, only 1 copy, and there was a guy in front of me that picked it up, and that just ruined it for me. It really did. But I was able to leave with The Beatles, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane 7-inch. I both myself got a copy and my dad got a copy as well. Comes on standard black vinyl, and it's just a reproduction of the single. It includes the stereo remixes that were done for these tracks. Sounds really good. So it wasn't the best Record Store Day experience that year, and I literally remember leaving the store, getting on my phone, and going on Discogs and ordering the record that I wanted. And I paid a price that I did not want to pay, especially considering what it was. It was I'll show it right now. It was this. The 12-inch single of Pink Floyd's Interstellar Overdrive from 1966. Pink Floyd is my second favorite band, and I am a die-hard fan of the early Syd Barrett stuff. So this was a must-have for me. And this was just something that I really needed to own. And so I paid a price that, you know, I would not pay for a 12-inch single, but the fact it has this name on it is the reason why I spent it. So I got it like about a week or two after Record Store Day. It came from England. There was a seller from England that sold it, and I was able to get it. And honestly, I mean, it was worth the purchase, but for the price, I don't know. After I even saw what it was going for after I bought it, and I just kind of shook my head. But those are my experiences with Record Store Day. Now, as time has gone on, just because, and I'll say this for people that are interested in Record Store Day, if you're not able to make it to it, that doesn't mean that everything is going to be gone. There's always that bin of records that, you know, that just weren't picked up. So right off the bat, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I got from Record Store Days past, you know, not specifically on Record Store Day. First, I got this before I started really seriously collecting. This is when I was kind of casually buying records. This is the White Stripes Hotel Yorba 7-inch. This is from, I think, Black Friday of 2012. And this comes on opaque red vinyl. And this was just something that they happened to have there, and I thought, hey, might as well, you know, check it out. This was another record store that was kind of long distance that I was visiting with my parents, so I was able to pick this up for a not so bad price. And then after that, I was able to pick up this. This is a side-by-side release. This is when a song is on one side by the original artist, and then the opposite side is a cover version. So this is Syd Barrett's Dark Lobe. Syd Barrett of the early Floyd, and then on the flip side is REM's version, and they do a pretty good job actually. This is from Record Store Day, I think 2015 it was, and I got this from Amazon. There was a seller that was selling a bunch of them, and it's a pretty cool release, and plus I'm a big Syd Barrett fan as well. And then I would say some time after that had happened, after Record Store Day 2015, I went to the local record store that I go to, and they had some leftovers because I was trading in some records for store credit, and I picked up this. This is Deep Purple's Black Knight and Speed King from the In Rock album, and this comes on this kind of sky blue, baby blue vinyl. So that's that. And then some time before that, I was on Amazon, and I came across this record. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I don't know if the releases differ between countries, like Record Store Day in the US and Record Store Day in England. This is an import. This is Shades of Deep Purple. This is a Record Store Day, I want to say 2014 release. Is it 2014? Yeah, 2014. And the cool thing with this is that this comes on a really nice purple vinyl. This is also in mono, and it sounds really, really great. Considering what Deep Purple is known for, like Smoke on the Water and basically anything that comes from their Mark II lineup, this is the Mark I lineup, of course, the first record, and I really do enjoy it. And then sometime around Christmas 2016, I was at that other record store again with my girlfriend, and I came across this. This is from Record Store Day Black Friday 2015. And how this was still in the bin, I don't know, because it is a record, I guess that's in high demand, or is one that a lot of people would buy. This is Green Day's American Idiot. Now, the black vinyl version, of course, is available everywhere you go. But this version, this one record comes on this sort of, I don't know if you can make it out in the camera. It's like dark red with like black wisps. I don't know if you can catch that. And then the other record comes on this really nice kind of marbled gray vinyl. So you got some flecks of black and flecks of white, which is really cool. And then I also went to that shop again sometime after that, and they were doing a pre-Record Store Day sale just to kind of, you know, get some stuff cleared out of the way and sell some stuff off at a discounted price. This is from the same thing. This is from Record Store Day Black Friday 2015. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. This is his self-titled debut solo album. And this is a double LP set. There's the main LP, and then there's also another record of like bonus tracks and outtakes. And I'll just show you one of the records because they all look very similar. This comes on this sort of marbled blue vinyl. It has some flecks of white and black. It's really, really cool. And I got this for a ridiculously low price considering what it is and just what it's probably going to be worth. And then last but not least, I should have kind of chronologically placed these records. I do apologize. This next release was from Black Friday 2011. And this is the Silver Sun Pickups Seasick EP. I remember visiting this shop on Black Friday in 2011, and I wasn't a collector at that point. I was, like I said, I was a casual buyer at that point, and I saw this, and I never picked it up, and I really should have. I picked this up with my high school graduation money, and it just comes on basic black vinyl, and it just has a couple of songs that were left off of I believe it's the Swoon album, some outtakes from that record, and this is probably one of my favorite releases of theirs. So anyways, that is my Record Store Day video. Those were my experiences, and those are some of the related releases I have. My verdict on Record Store Day: if you want to go out and support your mom and pop stores, please go do it. But then again, don't just go out on that one day. Always try to make regular appearances at your local shops and support those stores. If you really want to take the risk on getting a record that you really want, you know, go there and check it out. But if you're really, really dead set on getting a record in your collection, like how I was with this, you may have to get it from a flipper. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not the voice of reason. That is just my humble opinion. Now, question for you guys. What was your Record Store Day experiences like? Please leave a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all the social media links. Links are down below. See you guys in the next video, and most importantly, keep the record spinning.